you could describe the all-new Galaxy S24 Ultra with 2 letters, it would have to be
AI.
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 So AI is a huge part of this phone. But what's actually new with the S24 Ultra, and is it worth upgrading to? Let's get into that. Let's start with design. Believe it or not, there are some differences here. Small, but different. The Galaxy S24 Ultra is now made with titanium. That's right, Samsung went the way of Apple and is now making the Ultra phone with titanium, which doesn't make the S24 Ultra lighter, but it's stronger and more durable than the previous S23 Ultra. Samsung also got rid of the curves on the display and is now giving us just a flat display, which is kind of a shame. I know flat displays are technically better, but those curved displays just look so nice, and Samsung is going away with something they kind of started. Also, another change in design is on the display. There's slightly thinner bezels with the same thickness all the way around. You're not going to have a slightly thicker chin on the bezel on the display, which is nice that Samsung finally made those bezels kind of uniform all the way around the phone. And that's pretty much it. Design-wise, not a huge difference from the S23 Ultra. In fact, it would be hard to tell the difference between an S23 Ultra and an S24 Ultra. Even with an S22 Ultra, it'd be hard to notice the difference. Now let's talk about camera. If you were expecting some big changes with the camera system on the S24 Ultra, you're gonna be let down. Pretty much the same camera system as the S23 Ultra, which isn't a bad thing. The S23 Ultra had a great camera system, but Samsung did make one change. They decided to get rid of the 10 megapixel 10x zoom from the S23 Ultra and instead give us a 50 megapixel 5x zoom with the S24 Ultra. So it looks like Samsung is giving us a higher quality zoom with that 50 megapixel, but it's at 5x instead of 10x. Which Samsung claims is where the majority of users really prefer to zoom into. Not many are going up to 10x, so having a better quality 5x zoom is gonna benefit more people. Other than that, camera hardware is not much different. You're gonna pretty much have the same camera experience, minus obviously all the software tweaks and things that Samsung improves with the camera experience on their new phones. Now another difference should also be with performance. The S24 Ultra is getting the all-new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, which Samsung claims provides 30% better GPU performance and 20% better CPU performance. You should also get better battery life as well because of that newer chipset. The display also now has a peak brightness of 2600 nits, which is fantastic for being outdoors and using your phone. You could just see how Samsung made very small changes to an already great phone. But other than those things, there's not much different between the S23 Ultra and the S24 Ultra. Except for the price. Samsung did add $100 to the starting price tag of the Ultra phone now. And it starts at $1,300. And you might be thinking, really, Samsung? $100 more for a phone with minor updates to it? But don't forget, I mentioned AI at the beginning, and that's where this phone really shines. Samsung is adding AI to pretty much everything, it seems. They call it Galaxy AI. We saw features added to Samsung like live translation during a phone call and text messages, which looked really impressive if you're in a foreign country, for example, or you need to make a phone call to somebody that doesn't speak the same language that you do. You also have generative edit, which allows you to edit and replace parts of a photo that you took with AI. Another one is circle to search, where you can circle an area on your phone and search for that specific image using Google Lens. Or maybe you want to take notes with Samsung Notes and have the AI neatly organize all those notes into useful bullet points. Another cool feature is Transcript Assist, which can take your recorded voice memos and transcribe them to text, as you've probably seen other audio recordings do, but AI can also provide you a summary of that complete audio recording. Look, there's AI everywhere on this phone. Samsung seems to have made the smartest Galaxy phone ever with the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and that should definitely make this phone worth upgrading to, right? But here's the thing. Pay close attention to the disclaimer that Samsung had with the Galaxy AI announcement. Look closely there at the bottom. These AI features are coming to the S23 line of phones and the Z Fold and Z Flip 5, and they're gonna be free up until 2025, so you're gonna have to pay for these AI features in the future. Look, that's great if you own an S23 phone or a Z5 series of phones. These features look to be amazing, and hopefully having to pay for them in the future isn't a deal breaker. But considering the fact that most of the new features announced will be on last year's phone, makes upgrading from last year's S23 Ultra to this year's S24 Ultra not really worth it. This was a very iterative update, which, to be fair, is the case with most phones today. This still looks to be an amazing smartphone. The S24 Ultra will provide all the amazing features that made the S23 Ultra great. Slight improvements to design, performance, and camera are really nice to see. And if you're coming from an S21 Ultra or older, this is definitely a phone to consider. I love all the AI improvements and all those features, and I think they should really change how you use the phone. Hopefully Samsung kind of reconsiders charging us in the future for these features, but that's something to consider when the time comes. It's also kind of a shame that the starting price increased, but I get it. Expensive materials means more expensive phone. Either way, this phone looks great and the AI features are really interesting, but what do you think? Are you planning on upgrading to the S24 Ultra? And if you are, which phone would you be upgrading from? Let me know with a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this one on tech news, reviews, and opinions, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.